In the mid-18th century, England began a worldwide phenomenon that would come to be known as the Second Industrial Revolution. Great Britain was at a point in its history where it favored manufacturers rather than merchants due to the fact that property owners were the ones who controlled the political system. The rise of machinery in many areas of manufacturing made mass production of goods possible with power sources such as steam and coal and widespread use due to new methods of transportation. One of the earliest areas to be mechanized was the making of textiles, which was revolutionized by the water frame for the cotton spinning wheel, which was created by Richard Arkwright. There were two men credited with the introduction of the Industrial Revolution to the United States, and one of them was Samuel Slater. Great Britain protected their industrial business secrets and machine blueprints, but they managed to leak and make their way to the United States. Slater opened the first U.S. mill in 1790, using designs that were heavily based off a British model. The second man to help alter the face of American production was Francis Cabot Lowell. In 1813, he created the Boston Manufacturing Company and created a textile loom that was also based heavily off a British model, but with significant improvements to the original design. The mechanized loom ran off water wheels and local water power. He and his business partners also devised a system of shareholding in order to raise money for their company, and this would become the preferred business model for future American businesses. In 1823, the Merrimack Corporation, an offshoot of the Boston Manufacturing Company, built the Boot Mill in Lowell, Massachusetts, the first mill in the town that would come to be known as the birthplace of the American Industrial Revolution. As Lowell continued to grow and become a true factory town, canals were dug to create power for the textile machines, which relied on the constant turning of water wheels. Lowell would continue to grow until it was the second largest city in Massachusetts by the 1850s. This prosperity would continue until the early 20th century when steam-powered machinery made Lowell's water power obsolete. At the core of the mill's success were the scores of young women and girls who came to be known as the Lowell Mill Girls and who worked on the textile machines. Most girls were in their early 20s, however, ages ranged from early teens to women in their middle ages. The girls were preferred to men because owners could pay them less than they would be forced to pay a male counterpart. However, the women also benefited by experiencing a kind of independence from the small town or farm they had likely grown up on. The mill girls were generally paid high wages in order to entice them into accepting the year-long contract to work for the company. The girls worked in hot and unsafe conditions, often for 70 hours a week. However, when working in a Lowell mill, they enjoyed the benefits that came along with it, such as living in one of the many boarding houses owned by the Boston Manufacturing Company. The Boston Manufacturing Company did not just see to their duty of providing their mill girls with jobs, but with a life in Lowell as well. Curfew in the boarding houses was 10 p.m. and men were forbidden to visit. The girls were mentored by older women and taught how to act in public, as well as chaperoned to concerts, lectures, and theater shows in town. The American Industrial Revolution helped launch the relatively new nation into its future prominence. With the large manufacturing capabilities of the North and the agrarian production of the South with crops like cotton, the U.S. was able to insert itself into the global market of textiles. Not many industrial cities would take the example of Lowell with their development of a full community centered around their industrial business, but Lowell would become immortalized in the memory of the Industrial Revolution due to its use of mainly young women and the communities it developed to create a living space for them around the work of the mills.